Hey guys, it's Jim here from Jim and Jay's Final Say. I think that's what it's still called. Post QPR video, which Palace won 3-1. A game that pretty much secures Premier League survival, not officially or mathematically, but it's 8 points clear and 9 games to go. I mean, it would have to be a monumental collapse for us to throw it away. Although this is Palace, and stranger things have happened, but I think given the form of everyone else, it's fair to say we're probably safe, aren't we? If I've just jinxed it, then apologies, and if we do get relegated, you can find this video and you can quite rightly blame me for Palace getting relegated, but I'm fairly certain we're not going to. Actually, I think I put money on it. Anyway, it was a good win for Palace against a team who had only won one game away all season, so as you would expect, you'd think Palace would have won that. Although our home form hadn't been brilliant before the game, but certainly it was one we targeted to win, and we won it in that first half. Really, it was the first 20 minutes or so was a bit iffy, I think, as you'd expect from two teams who needed the points. But we then managed to kick into gear and getting those 3 goals in the first half killed the game. What I liked about it was it looks a little bit like stepping into a time machine and going back to 2013 when Murray, Wilf and Balassi were our front 3 and were terrorising people in the Championship. And it was back to them again. We talked about Glenn Murray. Can he be the man up top? And his argument for is that he does know how to play with Wilf and Yala. And what was interesting was that Murray was very much, or it looked to be, had been instructed to get the ball and get it out wide as soon as possible. A number of times he was back to goal, would take a touch, and then he'd find Wilf or he'd find Yala. And that was the way it looked like Palace were very much trying to go quickly down the wings. And what I liked about Yala and Balassi is, yes, we know they're both super skillful, as they've shown many a times this season, but it looked like they'd been told to get the ball in the box early. And now early on in the game, that didn't quite work. Wilf had a few crosses from out wide blocked, as did Yala. But as the game wore on, that aim to just get the ball in the box nice and early started to pay off. The first goal came from Yala getting a bit of space and whipping it across the box, as did the second goal. And the third is a lovely strike for Wardy. I thought he'd already scored for us, but apparently that's his first goal for the club. And it was a wonderful strike and a lovely assist from Wilf. That one time when he did do a few skills, drew in 3 defenders and then played it to Wardy, who was free. A bit like Wilf of old. It looks like we're getting Wilf back to the sort of player that he was when he left us to go to United just over 2 years ago. So it was a promising look back in the past of what we had, and maybe a look to the future as to what could be our front 3. Maybe Murray is the guy. Maybe that could be our front 3 for going forward. I mean, he's not... I do worry about his quality. Is he Premier League quality? But he shows he's intelligent with the ball. He is strong. He does know those 2 players. There was a lovely bit in the first half, towards the end of the first half, when Palace were kind of purring, really. And someone played the ball into Murray and he just stepped over it. And it went through his legs, and because he knew Wilf was running on, and Wilf ran free. So there is that connection there. And we've seen, not just at Palace but other teams, that you can spend a lot of money on a star striker, but is he going to link up with your other players? And Murray already has that with Yala and Wilf. So if he continues putting those performances in, maybe he's our guy. And we all love Muzza. I think we'd all love him to be that guy up top. So it was very promising to see that. Really, that was it, kind of. Not much else happened in the game. Obviously, apart from Matt Phillips' amazing 30-yarder. Oh, more than that, 40-yarder, I'd say. But that came from a second half where we limited QPR to pot shots. Admittedly, one of them flew in. But other than that, it was quite a boring second half. And I think Palace looked happy to ride it out, which is fine, because the points are secured. It'd be interesting to see maybe Palace go for it sometimes when they are winning a game, in the same way that Burnley did against Man City later on that day. 1-0 up against the champions. They still were going for it late on. And what that means is, and I don't know if we care about this, but I saw the Fair Play League recently where Palace are 8th or 9th, but they're the lowest for a category called positive play, which is where you try and play attacking football and attractive stuff, and where you go for points and more goals, even if you're winning a game. And Palace don't really do that. We seem to sort of get ahead and be happy to sit. But, you know, maybe we could. Would we rather see Palace going for it in games, you know, over possibly the risk of letting points go? I don't know. Now I think the season is kind of almost done for us. It'd be nice to see Palace free up a little bit and maybe try and, you know, at 3-0 go for 4-5. But, you know, this is me playing devil's advocate. It was a wonderful win, a very solid performance against a team that keeps them down there. Really, you've got to say now we're looking good for what would be a third season in the Premier League, which is crazy. So all around, a good day. That's it for me from this video. Please subscribe, you know, if you like these, or comment below. Here's Jay from the Eagles Beak with his thoughts, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Hey guys, welcome back to our latest video. Jay here from the Eagles Beak. You've already heard Jim from 5-Year Plan, and we're looking back at the win at home to QPR. I'm on location this week, needs must. Run out of time at the weekend, so not many people can probably guess where I am, but no gifts for guessing anyway. Answers on a postcard. But back on topic, yeah, 3-1 win. We blitzed them really first half. Took 10 minutes or so to get into gear. I think Puncheon took a few moments. I think he made a few loose balls, but I think with Jason Puncheon, he has to warm up a bit. I don't know if he warmed up before the game, but yeah, I mean, great wing play, as Pardew alluded to. Steve Coppell would have been proud with that. Zaha and Balassi both doing their work in the first half. 2 assists for Balassi. Excellent 2 low crosses, almost identical to each other. The first one, again, fantastic to see 2 players busting a gut to get onto everything. And I think I alluded to that in our review on the site, that luckily Zaha didn't bust anything else. Hitting the post, and Puncheon actually a little bit worse off, but great to get in there, far post. They wanted it more than the defenders did, and I have to say, after that goal, QPR were complete heads down and you know, shell shocked in a way. I think they only had 1 effort on goal that first half from Tarat, who, as Ray Redknapp said, looked a little bit overweight, but Speroni had nothing to do that first half. 3 goals, first from Zaha, who carried on playing, which was great. Second from MacArthur, who got in there. I think Rob Green got his hand to it, but MacArthur was there to tap it home. And obviously the 3rd goal from, you know, very popular goal from Joel Ward, his first for the club. And it's great to see him get forward, and fantastic assist by Zaha. Beat, how many men did he beat? Or drew to the ball to release Ward, but he still had a bit to do. Didn't get a great connection on it, but it finished bottom corner. And you know, 3-0 up at half time, it was one-way traffic. And you know, second half was a bit, atmosphere was a bit subdued. I'd say subdued, but it was, you know, for once Palace were, you know, winning confidently and competently, really. I have to say, I stood up and applauded the Matty Phillips goal, 40 yards out. Speroni didn't really have a chance. It came off the crossbar and into the net. And all in all, a great afternoon, really. I mean, you know, it'd be nice to keep a clean sheet, but what can you do about that goal? I mean, it's a contender for goal of the season, a bit like Asami for Fulham last season. But yeah, another 3 points. Unfortunately, Burnley got a result against City, so it keeps us, or it puts us 8 points clear of the bottom 3. But you know, are we, as Palace fans, concerned about that? We should really be looking ahead of us, looking at Newcastle, overtake them. Could we push for a top 10 slot? Who knows? You know, it's great to see our home form, do something with our home form. You know, Pardew's obviously seen to that, albeit against a poor QPR side. But you know, we go to Stoke this weekend. Our away form is arguably better than our home form, but hopefully, we know we can pick up. You know, I said before this weekend we needed 2 wins minimum to, you know, to secure our place for next season, 3rd consecutive season in the Premier League, and hopefully that's going to be the case. But I really think we can get more than that. So very happy Palace fan, as most of you are out there, and we move on to Stoke next weekend, which again, you know, we're more than capable of getting, you know, another 3 points out of that one. So we'll look forward to that. Thanks for watching. Comments as ever, leave them with us underneath the video here for Palace Fan TV or anywhere anywhere else on Twitter, we're always around, and let us have your thoughts. Cheers, thanks for watching, and catch you next week.